Everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be going over a strategy for obtaining more Satoshi. You know, you can, with this method, you can scalp it, or you can do it long term. You have to look at longer time frames, but the goal of this strategy is to obtain more Satoshi, and I've gone on videos talking about there's a method with this. It's buying Bitcoin, sending it to a broker, and trading Bitcoin on MetaTrader. And basically, since we're slowly entering into a bull run, this is the last period where somebody can actually obtain 1 Bitcoin. There's a formula to it, and I'm not really going to go into that formula, but basically, if you're using MetaTrader and you're dealing with a 0.10 lot size, and you write it out to when Bitcoin goes up to 100,000, 100,000 more than where it is right now, with the decimal points at the end, that is 8 digits. So let me just show you that real quick. I'm going to show you the formula, but then I'm also going to show you how to kind of scalp. How to scalp Satoshi along the way between now and then. Now, what you want to do right now, what I'm doing is I'm finding moments when the whales are selling, and I'm coming in right before the whales are going to start putting money in. So there's an indicator that I've bought in the past from Trade Confident. It's called price versus money flow, and this is a paid indicator. So if you guys want to get it, you can get it. I'm not affiliated with them, but I will put their link below if you want to get the indicator. What this indicator will allow you to do, it will allow you to see when the whales are selling and when the whales are buying. So that is very powerful, because you can basically know when to kind of come in, and you can get in just a little bit of scalps. You can scalp a little bit of Satoshi every single day, and when the bull run actually starts, you can just hold on to that trade. But let me show you guys the strategy. Okay, so here's the formula real quick. Now, this is from Trade Confident, and these indicators here, it's kind of one of the first things I learned. These two indicators are pretty much one of the first 2 indicators that I bought as a paid indicator, but I haven't been using them as much until recently, until I went back and looked at them. But basically, for this formula, it's really simple. We're on Bitcoin on the hour, and basically this is your price versus money flow. It's a paid indicator. And basically, you want to come in every time there's a dip. Since we know we're kind of in a bull run, when it dips like this, that's basically when the whales are about to come in and sell. When the price money flow is here at the top, it basically means the whales are about to sell everything off, and when the line is back here on the bottom, it means the whales are about to come back in. So you want to make sure that line is as low to the bottom as possible, because you want to be doing what the whales are doing, and then that will kind of help you collect a little bit of Satoshi along the way. This will work for Bitcoin, this will work for everything else. But today I'm just going to show you the example with Bitcoin. Now, as you can see right here, we can see that the whale money flow dipped right here. I'm on the hour, so this would be a good time to come in, and not right now because it's not there, but you come in right here. I'll just mark little points where it would be good to come in. We'll come in here. We'll mark some points here. And I'm looking at where the money flow, it dipped a little bit. So we'll put it a little bit right here. And we'll dip again. And here's a big dip right here. Dipped right here. Okay, dip right there. Let's do one more here. Let's look for another dip. Here's a dip right here. So I'll go over these real quick. So drawings and then vertical, and we'll put in right here. So if we check all these that I marked, you will notice that every moment where it dips, usually there's a bounce in the price, because that's when the whales are usually coming in and trying to push everything back up. So if you came in right here and you rode this out to here, you would have got, well, just with one lot size, that would have been 19,420 Satoshi right there. So in this example right here, and it's not showing right here, but it could dip again, but I'd be waiting for another dip before I come in for another one. But you'll see that right here with my MetaTrader that I'm doing that. So a couple of these examples that you see here on the bottom, this 0.0211, these are when I came in after a little bit of a dip. So you can see that their numbers are much smaller in the negative than the top here. The top here, I kind of dollar cost average in here too. So basically, like every 10,000, when Bitcoin is like going into 40,000, 30,000, I'll buy a little bit here, and it kind of dollar cost average. And once it goes up, you can collect your Satoshi. But that's another video. But you can see these first three here on the bottom are ones from where I looked at the whale money flow. And basically every time that it dips, that's when I would come in for a buy order. So we see that happen right there. And we see this one was a small one, but it still went through. This one to this one was 2 hours. So this one was a little bit of a, this was 18,000 there. And then there was this one. If you held this one out and rode this one out, this would have been a big one. This is what, 555,000 Satoshi. So that's a pretty good run right there. And was there another one? Yeah, there was this one right here. We see it dipped right here and rode that one out. And that was about 73,000 Satoshi if you wagered a 0.01. Now, you can easily scale this up. You don't have to do it at 1 to 2 Satoshi. It depends on your balance, but as soon as the halving happens, after the day after, I'm gonna be putting in a lot more of these buy orders. They're gonna be, now the formula here is what I said is you have to have at least a 0.10, and a 0.10 is because if you're dealing with 100,000 gain plus the decimal points, which is another 2 numbers, that is a total of 8 numbers, and then you just the 0.10 will 10 times your number there, so that will hopefully get you to a Bitcoin. So all you really need to do is have a 0.10 and ride it up to 100,000 in the next bull run, and that should acquire about another Bitcoin. Now, the more you have, the better. So what I'm doing right now is I'm preparing myself for that moment. But in between now and then, I'm just doing quick little scalps and getting a little Satoshi along the way. April isn't that far away, so it's a pretty good time to get a broker, start sending some Bitcoin, some Satoshi, and start growing your Bitcoin balance little by little. And that's the formula that I'm doing, and this is just one of the streams that I'm focusing on next year. But if you want to obtain that 1 Bitcoin, if you want to get one more, if you want to make more than 1 Bitcoin, this is pretty much the last strategy that's out there at last moment to where you will be able to obtain 1 Bitcoin. Because once Bitcoin goes up to 150,000 and then it drops, even when it drops, if it drops probably to 60K, the average person won't be able to afford 1 Bitcoin anymore. So this is kind of like the last moment. So if you're not getting on the ball with this, you're not going to be one of those people that has at least 1 Bitcoin. So it's a strategy I think is going to work really well in the long term. It's a long strategy. You got to wait it out. But in the end, you'll come out ahead of everybody else. And anyway, so if you guys like this the strategy, I am going to be going more in depth on this particular strategy. Not for Bitcoin and Satoshi, but I'm going to be talking more about this in later videos. Also, if you guys haven't haven't seen, I do have a website that I'm building. It's for exclusive content. It's for content that I'm not really covering on YouTube. I go more elaborate on my website here. So if you guys want to check that out, my website is really exclusive for people that are watching my videos and anybody else that, you know, if it organically shows up in the search engine. But if you guys want to view my website, click below and you'll see a lot. It's a lot of it's under construction, but you'll see some really exclusive videos coming there pretty soon. And one of the most things that I want to put on that website is the sources that I'm personally doing to create multiple sources of income. What I'm doing personally to make multiple sources of income. So definitely go to my site and keep checking it because I will be adding more. But anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.